The Nintendo Switch eShop has yet another new sale live right now, and today I've got 10 deals to share with you all covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Plus, stay tuned as we're going to be announcing the winner of our weekly $10 eShop gift card giveaway later in the video. Also, do remember, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next Thursday's video. Now, if you do enjoy this video as well, subscribe. Definitely the easiest way to support the channel, and it makes a massive difference. Now, before we do get into this, a quick channel update. We've been basically deals only now for the last month or so due to my relocation, but I am finally ready to go. Now, if you haven't already, check out our Sword 7 review, a name I can barely say, that dropped today, but also expect to see us ramping up the daily content over this next week. I already have videos ready to go tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and yeah, basically had a whole lot of reviews to catch up with, so you can look forward to those in the coming days. So first up, Gaiden, an action-packed side-scrolling platformer that invites you into the world of unrelenting robotic ninjas. The game centers around the adventures and ninjas Rubyu and Bytron as they battle through waves of enemies to retrieve the powerful golden skulls from the evil armies. It is packed with fast-paced platforming and hack-and-slash combat, and yet I personally really enjoyed this combination, and to top it off, the level design was particularly entertaining. Just be warned with this one, not an easy game. It's retro inspired, and that definitely shows from its visuals to its chiptune soundtrack. Now, if you do enjoy a classic action platformer, however, think Ninja Gaiden, this is well worth a look. Right now then, it is 60% off, matching the low price, and you can find my review in the pinned comments. The Last Campfire is an adventure puzzle game brought to us by Hello Games, the creators of No Man's Sky, and in this title, you follow the journey of a lost ember trying to find meaning and a way back home. The art style is whimsical, I guess, and the story has a heartfelt delivery, which I definitely didn't expect. I also love the way the puzzles are not roadblocks, but they actually blend into the environments perfectly. I think overall, this was a surprise hit for me, just a beautiful world, the narrative once again surprisingly touching, and it's the last thing I would have expected from the No Man's Sky studio. Right now then, it's 87% off, a new low price. It comes highly recommended from me, and you can find my full review down below. Lonely Mountains Downhill is a mountain biking experience that focuses on the joy of riding. The game challenges you to descend treacherous mountain paths, navigating tight turns, jumps and drops. What sets this game apart, however, is its intuitive yet challenging control system. Basically, there's two control options available, one that follows the direction you're facing, another more traditional method. While it might take some practice to master these controls, they eventually feel great. This is all then reinforced with stylized minimalistic visuals and fantastic audio design. My only warning, this is a game that starts easy and ramps quickly, demanding you master every single bit about these locations. It's 70% off, a new low price, and you'll find my review in the pinned comments. Pronty is a underwater Metroidvania adventure. It centers around a creature named Pronty and its robotic companion Bronze. Now, the game's narrative unravels as you explore this vibrant and mysterious aquatic world, solving puzzles and then battling these fierce sea creatures along that journey. I also just really like the fact with this one, the combat, it's a little tactical, meaning strategy over button mashing. Overall, though, I loved the world design. There's upgrades which keep the gameplay fresh, and visually, yeah, I just thought it was stunning. Now, I will admit the opening is a little slow if I had a complaint, but if you are a fan of the genre, this is well worth diving into. You know, we also don't often see this setting, and it works really well, giving you that 360-degree movement. Now, you can find my review in the pinned comments, but right now it's 50% off, matching the low price. Neoverse Trinity Edition is a roguelike deck builder that has you diving into a beautifully crafted universe filled with numerous challenges. The game blends strategic card battles with unique characters that have different strategies thanks to their different decks. This is all about, though, making the most of your resources, and if I had any complaint, it would be I wish it paid more focus to its story, because it's such a unique location, but there's really no narrative backing. Then, the game has been available for a couple of dollars cheaper before, but I do still think this current 70% discount is worth it, hence the shout out. Now, I've linked my video coverage on this one below. Now, that was sponsored, I'll put that out there, but since then, I've returned multiple times, and I think that says everything. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is a 2.5D platformer from the creators of Donkey Kong Country. This adventure stars Yooka, a chameleon, and his trusty bat companion, Laylee. They're going to be navigating through a variety of challenging levels and a connected overworld. Now, the first entry for this series was actually 3D, a clear Banjo-Kazooie vibe, but this is by far the stronger game, balancing tight platforming, unique locations, and free exploration perfectly. What then makes it really unique though is the fact you can skip straight to the final level if you choose, but do be warned, it has got impossible in the name for a reason, and instead you're probably going to want to follow that traditional path. Now it's 90% off, matching the low price, my review is below, and a final mention for this one, the soundtrack is a banger. Observer is a psychological horror thriller. It takes place in a dystopian future. Now, the game's going to place you in the shoes of a neural detective named Dan Lasarski. They're faced by the late Rutger Hauer with an amazing performance, but you're going to be tasked with hacking into the minds of suspects to uncover clues and solve crimes. Now, personally, I love diving into these kind of story-driven experiences, and this one is particularly dark. The atmosphere is just thick with tension, and the world feels detailed and alive, and I think the real way this game succeeds is the fact it traps you in a very small location, an apartment complex, which means the port work is incredibly strong. Your main goal here though, uncover what happened to your son, and yeah, look, if you like cyberpunk themes and horror, this is one that should absolutely be in your collection. Right now then, it's 85% off, matching the low price, and though I didn't review this on the channel, I've dropped my 50 best horror games video in the pinned comments. If you do want to check that out, I do go into more detail. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope, is another horror experience, but this one, it's more 90s styled fun. Come here for a narrative-driven experience where every choice you make influences the game's outcome. Now, the story, it's set in the eerie, abandoned town of Little Hope, where you follow a controller group of characters trying to escape what are nightmarish visions that haunt their every step. It's the second game in the series, and while the port's not quite as impressive as the first, I was still happy with it, and this series is particularly fun if you do play in a group, as it has a few multiplayer options, such as controlling a character each. Now check out my full review in the pinned comment where I go into way more detail, but right now it's 50% off, matching the low price. Our winner of the week then is going to Sarah, who jumped on Unsighted, it seems. They've also been playing Hades 2 on Steam, and if you haven't had the chance to jump into that one, highly recommend it if you have a system that can cope with it. I also can't personally put it down either, but congrats on the win. Drop me an email for the $10 eShop gift card, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance at winning in next Thursday's video. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus is a turn-based strategy game that immerses you in the dark and gritty universe of Warhammer 40k. Here you command the Adeptus Mechanicus, a faction of tech-obsessed individuals seeking ancient technologies. Now, I've always had a soft spot for strategy games, and Mechanicus, it's one of the best Warhammer games on the system. It just has a fantastic story. The smaller maps and individual characters rather than units works with the Switch perfectly, and I love all of the smaller gameplay mechanics such as exploration, where it almost turns into D&D. Think a text-based scenario and then you choose a response. I also think it looks and runs great on the system, and right now it's 80% off, matching the low price. You can check out my review in the pinned comments. Super Magbot is an action puzzle platformer that offers a unique twist on the genre with its magnetic mechanics. So you control a title Magbot, a robotic hero who can't jump. Instead, they use magnetic poles to traverse the different levels. It's an absolute pain in the ass, honestly, brutal at points in fact, as it ups the challenge, but it is well worth it, and I had a ton of fun in the end. I just put it in the same spectrum as games like Meat Boy as a warning. You can then learn more about it in my review, I've pinned that down below, but it's wrapped up with stunning pixel art and a winning soundtrack too. Again though, gonna say it, look, this one takes practice. It's definitely frustrating, but it has become a personal favourite, and right now it's 80% off, matching the low price. And that is the video down this week, short and sweet, but will you be checking out any of these games? Let us know in the comments. If you have any recommendations of your own right now as well, it's a pretty big sale, would love to hear all about them. So with that then, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.